What's going on, people? I'm back! Welcome back to Downrange Garage. It is yours truly, Devin, and we are back in the garage again. I apologize for the delay. I have had odds and ends, stuff I had to fix. I had to do maintenance to my own stuff. I don't think you guys really want to watch me do oil changes, so yeah. Anywho, got the Mozzie back on the road. I rebuilt the alternator. Everything is working good. Air suspension is tip-top. But of course, there's always an issue. So, with these cars, like a lot of cars, when you disconnect the battery or do any kind of service to the vehicle, you put power back to it, the radios have a security code and locks it out. Now, I wasn't planning on doing this right now. I was actually planning on doing a full stereo install in this at a later time. Well, I guess now's a later time. I went to punch in the radio code that came with it, and it didn't work. What so freaking ever. So, did some looking around. Come to find out, the dealer wants about $200 to go ahead and unlock your radio. Nah. No. So, I bit the bullet. Now, I was planning on doing a full double din with nav and all that stuff, but I don't know exactly what I want yet. But I need music, because driving around in silence stinks. Or with a, Junior, or with a little Bluetooth speaker in the car, just very disappointing, not working for me. So, I went out and bought this little thing. It was the cheapest double-din radio, touchscreen, that would be Bluetooth capable I could find. It was $100 at O'Reilly's. Now, yeah, don't judge me. Don't judge me too hard here, okay? Yes, I'm putting a dual radio in a Maserati. It's not staying there. It's momentarily, un poquito time, okay? So, I'm gonna get the dash ripped out. I'm gonna go ahead and start working on that. At the same time, it's gonna allow me to integrate my airbag controls for my air ride and have a spot to actually mount my radio on the phone on the dash, because it deletes other controls that are attached to the radio and they're no longer going to be there. So I'm going to go ahead and get to work. All right, guys, so we're in the car. Now there are a few videos floating around with this, not very clear, and I figured, why not? I have one. Let's make a clear and detailed tutorial of what the heck to do here. So, to get this guy out, we have to start here. Now, I found this kind of funny. You would think super nice high-end car, hand model, yeah, only $29.95. Anywho, so we're gonna start with the shifter. Now, I thought this was kind of odd when, you know, you get this expensive car, you think, all right, you know, this is mounted in some crazy way. It's not. Grab and yank. Yeah. It literally pops off. There's a little plastic retainer clip right in there. And it just pops off this little ring down here. And that's it. So at the base of the shifter is a little collar, and that's kind of sad. But we're gonna move on. All right. So, with that up, now, under here, there is supposed to be an ashtray in here, but they removed it because they put an iPod plug. You heard me, iPod. Oh, this thing shows its age. This is so crazy. I love it. It came with this, and I laughed, and I laughed, and I loved it. Haha. But, ironically enough, I have a Gen 2 iPod that still works, so I use it in here sometimes. All right, but down in here, let me grab my flashlight. Oh, it went out. So you can see the hole. Whoever did the install on this, they lost a screw. If I can find another screw to replace it, I will. But don't have enough hands. I'm not an octopus. All right, so you have a screw here, or sorry, bolt under here, and one under each cup holder. So we're gonna pop these up real fast. Da, 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 da. Ew. Gross. Oh, that is a screw. That's right. All right. Got those gross things out. And now this guy. I really don't like using metal tools, but there's not a lot of room, so I'm going to gently pick this up. Come on, Daddy. Chill, Daddy. All right, here we go. So the selector light pops up and just pulls right out with a whole bunch of just all oopy goopy gross fabric electrical tape. Oh, European things. So pop the clip. All right, I need hands. I need hands. I'm gonna throw these hands. No, I'm not. All right, so we got that there. Let's go ahead and pop that up. One. And that one just pulls out. Two. Put that little guy aside. All right. There's gotta be a better place I can put this light. Oh. Sorry. I am just all thumbs today.
What's wrong, Dad?
Oh, I'm just working on the car, baby. Go play.
Okay.
Alright, so. Alright, so now we got that out. Let's position here and move these. Da, 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 da. There it is, right down in there. So there's your other Phillips. So there are supposed to be a total of 4 that hold this in place. So real quick. Do 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 do. All right. So there's 1. There's 2. I really didn't think there was need for a time lapse on this one, so we'll go ahead and just do this step by step. There we go. Move my light. Oh my goodness. Ah. All right. So get that one out. Ah. All right. And any day now. All right. That one's out. That one's out. And got a little magnet one right here. And let's just boop. 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 Okay. Magnet tool. I work in chaos. Chaos is life. Okay, and with that, we're gonna reach down into here. Boop. Got it. All right, so
since the governor's office, the secretary of state's office, the attorney general's office, as well as will be state.
all right, so with that done, gently first open center console. I'm doing a bad job of this. I apologize. Let's see if I can put my light back. All right, so now gently pull this up. Now I had this up the other day when I was doing the install on the air ride. Be careful, the leather likes to stick together along the seam. So when you lift up, just be mindful. You can see it right there in the corner. It's trying to pull. You gotta kind of like pick them apart. And it's kind of sad because this is vinyl. This is vinyl. This is a $120,000 car. And the interior is vinyl. Anywho, that's a different complaint. All right, so upsy daisy. Push that stuff through. Wiggly jiggly. Oh no, this corner's grabbing. All right. All right, now, oh. So, pop this dude out. You got a little plug here. And this is your shifter override. So push that dude. Where to go? Oh no. Push that guy in. Where are you? Oh, okay. Come on, I know it's in there. Come on. I promise I'm not speaking. Oh, there it is. Got it. All right. So, I am just having a hard time right now. Let's try this. Me and my flexy spidery thing. All right. Let's see if this is a little better. All right. That'll work. Okay, so yet again, be careful. Pull this up. And now you got connectors underneath, which you really can't see. I'll show you in a moment. But there's one right here for the electronic parking brake. Depress and pull that out. There's one. There's an LED light for the cup holders. And then my extra iPod plug, which I'm pretty sure yours won't have. And then I got some extra connectors. This one is for my air ride. I'm gonna unplug that, maybe. All right, unplug that. This goes to my iPod adapter, and then the plug for the cigarette lighter. So that is now free. Take your center console, put it out of the way. Now, with that being said, there are a couple more screws that hold this thing in. So there are 1, 2 down here, and there's also 2 right up here. So this car has been ripped apart many a time, so be very careful when you're taking yours apart. It may have a little bit better hold than mine, but mine is just boop. That's it, pulls right out. So let's put you back down again. All right, so pull your radio out, unplug, put your clock aside, your radio, your clock. I haven't been sleeping well lately, ain't gonna lie. So now up here you got a Phillips screw here and a Phillips screw on the adjacent side. So let's go ahead and pull those out. Spinny, 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 spinny. 3 years later. Okay. All right, so watch out for the washers. Don't drop the washers. Put them out of the way. All right. So now we got that one. Pull that one out of the way. Ooh, yuck. Yeah, someone did some stuff. That's pretty bad. All right, I think I have to replace some screws. All right, so now I'm down on the bottom. I'm pulling the lower screws out that are down here. All right, so it's a little funky to get to. Just be patient, take your time pulling the screws out. Oh my gosh, but this sticky wire is driving me crazy. Come on. You can do it. You want to do it. You want to move it. I got no legs, Mort. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, maddening. Oh, you're playing basketball, huh? All right. So, weasel that little guy out the bottom. Got him. There you go. Yet again, more thread love, and that is very stripped out. Okay. Yeah. All right. Last one. Come on, Molly. All right. Okay, so that screws out. Now it should, in theory, ta-da, pull free. So now we're gonna very gently move this bad boy out of the way. Start unplugging stuff. Oh. All right, I'm gonna go grab something to stuff underneath here so I don't damage it.
Safety and well-being of our nation at the southern border. They resent the fact that on his first day in office, the unity president gave up on border security.
All right, so now we got all the plugs in the back here. This is gonna be a little tricky for people to do. Heck, it's tricky for me to do. So
She hasn't heard solutions. Jen, if you haven't heard solutions, circle back and listen. The biggest thing the Biden administration needed to do to protect our country was nothing at all. The former administration had laid out a clear and effective border security plan. They safeguarded our community, protected public health.
all right, I'm not even gonna lie, this is kind of a pain. So there's one. There's two. All right, there are Phillips screws holding wire harnesses on the back, which are oh so convenient. So, all right, so I'll edit this so it's a little quicker. My apologies, people. So, all right, come on. So now I'm trying to undo the two clamps that are not wanting to come out. All right, I promise I'll edit this to make it shorter. All right, this is just a pain in the butt. So I am trying here and I am failing. Come on. All right, I will find a tool. All right, hang on, baby. Let me get this done. All right.
What are you doing, Dad?
I am trying to get my radio out.
Okay.
Okay. All right, I think I got it. I got it. Woo!
What if you have another radio?
Cause this one don't work anymore.
Oh.
Oh, all right.
Dad, I want to eat some fruit. Daddy, I want to feed him some fruit.
Come on. Wow, I want to know how they do this in the factory. They got to install the dash with the radio already in it.
Daddy, can we wash this, please? It's already dirty.
All right, now I got that harness loose. I can tip it forward. All right. All right, so now we're just going down through the procedures. There's the antenna. I think that's GPS. Let's release the harness here, if I can get the safety clip undone. All right, there we go. This is a handle. You flip this handle up and it's a cam system, so it'll unlatch and unlock. And then pull your antennas there. Okay, sweetie. All right, so now flip it over. We got these two guys left. AC controls, and then the last tiny one here at the bottom, which does not want to come out for some reason. What in the heck? Oh, haha. Haha, I knew that. Haha. Hey, look at that. All right, so radio's out. It looks like I did pick up the right plug adapter for this. So, oh, there we go. Yeah. All right, so now the radio's out. Let's go put this on the table. I'll come right back. Okay. All right, so that's the radio removal. Now, I have an 08 Quattropote. So I have to still confirm the plug I got works. So I got a standard European plug that works for things like Volkswagen, some Mercedes, stuff like that. Now I bought a basic one and I got another one on the way, which is supposedly for this. And that one has a digital box. And I think it allows me to retain my steering wheel controls. I'm not 100% sure. The description was kind of meh, to say the least, but we'll find out, because I do want to try to maintain, I want to try to keep my steering wheel controls. I really like that, even though they're all gross. I gotta clean those and get some of all the original functions working again, but mostly I just want to get sound. And kind of looking at this, I think I may be in good shape here, because that looks like it's got all the audio wires coming out of it, and that makes me fantastic. Now, when working on a car that you really don't know what's going on, you're kind of questionable and the information is limited. When you're hooking stuff up, always check your power. Make sure you got the right powers going on. Make sure everything works before you finalize it. Use a digital voltmeter. Do not use a test light. Test lights can actually cause backfeeding and possibly damage your vehicle. So I'm going to use a digital voltmeter to verify that I'm getting the proper signals coming out of this wire harness to turn on and off the aftermarket radio. So that's where we're at right now. I'm going to go ahead and cut scene here. We're going to jump over to the table, finish breaking down the radio, and start figuring out how we're going to integrate the new double din into this. So I'm already seeing issues. I am already seeing issues. So what I'm seeing is that my new radio should be right about here. So it looks like I may be cutting my dashboard. That's how it goes when you do custom. So with that said, next scene.
I said you're fucking open.
Yeah, we're gonna open it now. Yep, and that's right, people. We are gonna open it now. So we got it face down on the table, and you can see the radio is this weird, odd setup. The screen's here, radio's down here. Yeah, it's gonna be great. So it's held in with 6 screws, 2 of them which held the wire harness, which we've already removed. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop these guys out, and we're gonna get the radio itself removed from the chassis. So we're gonna put you down right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and very tight, very tight. So 1, another one back here, 2. Now I put a rag down as not to damage the radial plate, because this is a very expensive, very nice aluminum plate wrapped in carbon fiber. So I don't want to damage it, so we're going to take our time. Put something down on your work surface. I got this cool little fold-out table, and this will keep you from causing any further damage. Now, if you see this connector here and this one here, these are my other functions for the inside of the car. That we're going to have to reuse later on. So radio's free and nice and easy lifted out. There we go. Now we're gonna get into the task of dissecting the radio. All right, so turn on the lights. Ta-da! Okay, so got on the bench, and for speed, I went and pre-removed all the screws. So you're gonna have these little guys all over the place, but to get to all of them, you need to first start by removing 4 of these on the side of the radio. So you pull them out. Haha, yeah, no, I've already removed them. So undo those. You have 2 here, and then 2 more on the adjacent side. So once you have them out, go ahead, hold down your radio face, and firmly but gently wiggle and pull up. The radio automatically snaps out of place. Fun note, right here it tells you all of your speakers and all of your power. So that is super handy to do my checking when I go to do that in the car. So that is helpful. Thank you, Blapunk. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Blapunk. He's German, yeah. All right, so with the radio removed, you now have little tiny screws up here, down the sides, here, here, and here. So take your tool. Now, these things are ultra tiny. They are itty bitty. I wonder if you can see that. Oh, falling over. These things are super small, and they are Torx bits. And I just happened to pick this up from an auto parts store many moon ago, and it is a safety Allen or safety torque bit that has the little stem in the middle. This is the only kit I found that seems to have this small of a bit. So you may have to do some hunting to find this tool in an auto parts store. Once you find it, you should be good to go. But I definitely glad I had this one, because I have other tool kits that have all these other ones, except this tiny size. So I'm not even sure what size torque bit it is. These are Matco set that I've had. So I'm thinking these are either like a 5. I don't know. It's super small. Anywho, definitely need that. But now we got the radio out. We got all the screws removed. We're now going to separate the circuit board and the mounting plate. So mounting plate comes off. You will be reusing this later on because you are going to have to cut out this section. We'll just place that to the side for now. And now we're down to the screen and the actual control panel itself. So I don't see any more screws that hold it into place. Monitor's loose. So go ahead and gently pull up the ribbon cable. Gotta kind of get your finger underneath there, hold the circuit board down, and gentle little wiggle, and it's out. Now you can lift away the display. You know, it's just about the size of my phone. That's pretty wild. Might just mount my phone in here and call it a day. Maybe easier. Hey, you know what? Let's have some fun. I'm kind of curious about that. All right, here we go. Let's see this. Make sure you can see it. All right, here we go. Here's my phone. Oh, that's just nutty. I bet if I took it out of the case, the phone would fit in there perfectly. That's funny. That gives me a good chuckle. All right, anywho. So, I have that out. I'm gonna pull the circuit board up. And it's kind of no real good place to grab it. Oh, no kidding. No kidding. That is a freaking SD drive. Interesting. Very interesting. So I'm just going to gently kind of dissect this thing, because I don't want to damage anything super bad, even though it is never going back in the car. But I still like to take my time not to destroy anything. Let's see here. We are on a mission of discovery.
Daddy, what is it?
Oh, it's the volume knob. That's what it is. So
Daddy,
pull your volume knob
this hard.
off. Yes, baby, it's a toy. All right, so a nice gentle little tug, and you could separate the volume knob and the control knobs. So give it a little, oh, there it goes. Got that one out. All right, so now the circuit board will drop out. There you go. Wow. All of that for those. That's kind of wild. Makes you think about what you pay for. Like that is your technology. And they want $900 for one of these used. Okay. So we're gonna place this off to the side for now. Boop. All right. Boop. Okay. So
I'm missing these old balls.
he's missing his balls.
The orange ball popped.
Yeah, baby, the orange ball is no good. All right. So now we're gonna only retain this upper section. This lower section will get removed because I no longer need it. And I plan on putting my air ride controls here and then having a built-in phone mount so I can put my phone off to the side on the dash and it's secured and not going to be flying all over the car because I've made some turns and my phone has went zoop. So that's where we're at the moment. We're going to go ahead and start pre-fitting and we'll catch you on the next clip here. Okay, so got the radio all stripped down, got the faceplate done, removed the control buttons from the sides. Now, if you flip this over, there were 2 screws on either side, little Phillips, that held your control buttons in. I removed that so I don't damage anything. I fully stripped this down. Now I'm going to get to the point where I'm going to cut this section off. So I have a smaller object I need to work with because obviously this is going bye-bye. And over here we have the backing plate. This is the mounting plate which I need to reuse somehow. I'm going to start by grinding off these tabs. I'm going to save these because I may have to reuse them because my radio did not come with a mounting cage. On a lot of aftermarket radios, they'll normally have a cage that allows you to mount them universally into many different openings. So if you don't have hard metal mounting brackets from the original radio that will screw directly into it, it gives you an alternate option to mount the radio. This did not come with it. Anywho, I may run out and grab a universal dash kit just to pillage for parts. I don't know yet. We'll see when I get to that point. But for now, I am going to cut these 2 tabs off, or I'm going to grind down where they were mounted, and I'm going to surgically cut off this lower section so it just retains the upper mount and 4 screws, because I believe that's all I'm going to need to mount this radio. Hopefully. Hands. So we're going to go ahead and start cutting stuff apart. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and cut the plate. So I'm gonna start by covering up the parts I don't want to damage. So we're gonna add good old masking tape, my favorite stuff to use. I'm gonna put it right along the seam that separates the buttons from the radio, because I do plan on cutting that seam. So we're gonna go ahead and tape that up right now. Tape the front, and I'm going to put some on the insides too, so nothing drops down into it. All right, now we're going to cut pretty much from this spot over to this spot, and we'll just kind of do a straight line. I gotta be careful not to go too far up because I don't want to damage the top excessively. So here we go. Bye bye. Yay, baby.
Or to another president. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking into the future. We can never allow this treasonous.
All right, so I got the faceplate all taped up so I can mark on it easy and I can try not to destroy it. I'm going to trim here, along the factory line there, and then along the bottom here. Now, I used the radio trim that came with the new radio for the inner dimension. Now that's the exact dimension there, so I know a double din will fit perfectly in there, and then later on if I decide to swap it out with anything, I know it will fit. Now whether I'm going to use this as a trim or utilize that trim plate, I don't know, but I do know that this guy right here will eventually have to get filled in with an epoxy or something. I'll have to do a little body work and then do some paint. But yep, so right now we're gonna get all set up and I'm gonna use my Dremel and we're gonna go ahead and trim the stuff out. Now this line here marks the very edge of the factory trim line. Down here, not so much. So we're gonna just trim this out and see where it goes. Now, if I do decide to use this, it will come right to the edge of there. So this will drop in and fill it in. But the downside being that I'm keeping this radio within the factory line. This trim fits perfectly past it. This radio will actually fit snugly right here between these two edges. So this is going to be a little bit of trial and error, hopefully more trial than error. And we're just going to slowly trim it out and get it to where I want to go. Let's get to cutting. This is 80 grit sandpaper, so I use for body work. I'm going to use this to clean the edges up and get a better fit. because I don't want to just go right to the edge with the grinder. I want to actually get this block smooth. So keep on going. Hey guys, all right, so it is the next night after work. So yesterday I finished sanding down the opening and I got it pretty close, but this lip right here was wiggle, 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 and I needed to stabilize that. So the radio does fit just right in there. It is a little bit tight, but I plan on sanding it a little bit more to open it up just a skosh, just itty bitty bitty. So, but before I finish sanding this out and getting the final fit, I went and picked up some JB Weld Clear Weld Quick Setting Epoxy, 5 minutes. So it sets in 5 and I think it cures in like an hour, wherever the package is. Oh my gosh. So where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There we go, right there. So says it sets in 5, cures in an hour. Cool, quick, I like that. So it holds up to 3,900 PSI. I wouldn't trust that, but anywho, for what I'm doing, it's perfect. So there was a beveled edge here at the top that I wanted to smooth out and delete. And then plus obviously I had to fill in the eject hole for the CD drive. And then it had a light over here. And then obviously the CD opening itself. So I wanted to get that all epoxied up and cured so I can go ahead and sand. Whoop, hey, look at that, it's almost done. So I can sand this down and get the final fit. So it's a whole bunch of sand, 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 fit, sand, sand, sand. Try it again, sand, 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 some more. Sand, sandy, sandy, hey there, sandy. Okay, so I'm gonna let the epoxy dry. I'm gonna work it a little bit before it's completely cured. That way it's a little softer to cut and try to knock down the bulk of it. Be careful doing that step, because if it's not cured enough, you can actually peel it off, and I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and start cleaning it up and sanding it down now while it's still kind of rubbery, and the sandpaper will cut it easier. Yeah, that's it. So I tried test fitting it in the car. I'll snap back to that in the next scene. I found out one thing with the Quattropote. It will not accept a standard double DIN style radio. So we got our dual radio here that we test fitted. And what I was finding is that I only have about that much room. Yeah, that doesn't work. So this is a $100 radio. I am not super attached to it. It just needs to function. So I am going to mess this thing up, because I'm gonna pop the lid off here. Now you expect, you open a radio and no screws, it just pops right off. That should say something. It's hollow. There's nothing in there. Hello, Norman, hello. So what I'm actually gonna do with this, toxic fumes, vent your garage, what do you do, the epoxy? Anywho, I'm all right. I'm actually gonna not die and trim up the back of this radio. I'm gonna cut the case down a little bit so I can get this to fit. Man, I should probably crack the door. But I found Alpine has a full multimedia radio. So when you're working on these kind of cars, you can have clearance. Now the radio I found, they said, is somewhere in the area of like 3 inches in depth, which will work perfectly for putting it in the original bezel. That way everything fits right and it'll line up right. So I'll purchase that sometime. Yeah. I got bills, so bills first. And if I have any money left over, I'll get the radio. Radio's about 400 bucks. I'll get back to you later on with the exact model. But it is an Alpine non-CD player, straight digital media. And that'll be fine because I stream everything off my phone anyways when I link it to the car. So I'm really not gonna hurt too much for it. If I really want to, what you can do is there is a 6-disc CD changer that's directly below the steering column. And if I feel inclined, like I wanna have a CD player, I'll go ahead and mount a remote DVD player in that location. That way I actually have something where if I want to play videos in the car, if we go for a car show or a long drive and everybody can watch a movie, that will be what we're gonna do. So at the moment, I'm gonna get back to sanding and just keep pushing forward. Yay, all right, and I'm back. So here we go. I spent a lot of time sanding. So I tried sanding it while the epoxy was cured. It was tacky. It was very tacky. So what I will suggest anybody who's going to do this at home as their own project, let it sit for a day. That's what I ended up doing. Did it last night, went to work, came home today, and then it was easy-ish. Does take a while. I am very particular and I like to take my time to make sure I get the exact shape, and I'm super picky about contour. So the shape is pretty good. It has a nice flow to it. I don't really feel too many lumps or bumps in it. The lines are as straight as they're gonna be, and I mean they're down to where you gotta stare at it with light going through from the backside, which I'm not worried about because that'll never happen. Once it's in the car, I don't think you'll even notice, but I'm very happy with how it came out. I'm gonna give a really thin skim of body filler, maybe 2 here, up here. I should be able to get away with 1. And the body filler is just to get that surface really level. That way, when I prime it and I paint it, it will look good under black. Black does like to show imperfections, so take your time in doing it. Make sure you sand it right. Now, I sanded this down using 80 grit and 150. I also used a little file to get the real hard to reach spots like the corners, because I noticed they were a little peaky on the edges and it was a little tight, so I just made minor corrections as I went and just worked my way through it. But overall, it came out good, and we're gonna go on to the next stage of bodywork here. And then hopefully, either tonight or tomorrow, I'll put some primer on it, sand the primer down, and paint it. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna sand the edges and paint both sides so it looks just equivalent all the way through. I'm sorry, I'm tired, I can't speak. I haven't really decided on that yet. I really want to do it, but I also don't want to damage the chrome rings because they are melted into place on the back side to where those little black dots are little tabs that come up and they kind of melt the head down. But in the same token, I don't want to break it. I know I can get them off with enough persistence, but do I want to be that persistent? I don't know yet. The little pain in the butt tells me, yeah, get them out, do it all at once. And then the cautious side of me says, nope, leave it alone, you're gonna break it. So I don't know which way I'm gonna go. I don't know, I'll figure it out when I get to that point, but right now, need to get it body filled, sanded down, and ready for primer. So, let me get back to it. Hey guys, all right, so I got the body work all done on the faceplate. It came out really nice. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but I did the body filler and I sanded it all down smooth. and it's just got need contrast. There we go. It's just got a beautiful, nice curved edge. It follows the factory contour of it. It came out really, really good. Now I'm gonna prime this and paint it, but at the moment it's just gonna sit. On the next video, I'm gonna go ahead and get going on the center console, start drilling that out and cutting that up and making that so we can get my air ride controls integrated into the dashboard and make everything look seamless. So, apologize I couldn't get everything crammed on this one video. It's a lot of meticulous, slow work. I do apologize, but next week I'll have up hopefully the final product where everything is finished off and installed in the car. I'm still waiting on another wire harness to show up. Now I have one that I could use, but I ordered another one anyways because it has a integrated module that will communicate with the car a little bit more, and I kind of want that. I don't want to have any real hiccups or issues with this. So I'm gonna hopefully have that by the time it's ready to install. So we got everything done there. Guys, thank you very much. Like, subscribe, please stick around. I'm gonna get back to it and I'm gonna pick up some more speed. I've kind of been meh lately and I do apologize about that, but I need rest. Things have been kind of up and down. Work, I've had to take care of other stuff. I don't really need to ramble on about it. But hey, I appreciate everybody. Thank you very much. Leave a comment. I want to start putting some out there. So after I get stuff wrapped up, I want to move on to another project, but I want input from you guys. So everybody out there, do me a favor, hop in the messages and leave me a message. I want to take on a challenge where we're gonna vote on or get ideas from you on the most ridiculous, retarded, just idiotic, ugly car that you could think of. I mean, I want like the worst of the worst, the ugliest of the ugly. And I want to try to see if I can find one. And we're gonna see if I can take something that's horrendously awful and try to make it something just out of this world wild. So, hey, if you got any ideas, please leave it down in the comments. That'd be super great. And while you're down there, please smash that like. That would do me just oodles of good. That'll push me up in the algorithm and hopefully I can get more videos out there for more of you guys and build this great channel with everybody here. So, hey, yet again, thank you. And I'll see you guys downrange. What I'm going to do next is I have the dash panel all taped up because I want to be extra careful with this. Two of these. No idea what you're talking about.